Hello. Yes, I'm early. I know I'm early. 7:28, and the reason I've come on early is to make sure you can actually hear me. So at 7:30, I've got this right because I just had problems with one of my audio sources, and I just want to check. So Margaret or Ellen or Marilyn, if you're here, can you just let me know that you can hear me, if that's okay? Oh, we've got 7 people here already. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm a little early, but I don't think anyone's going to mind too much. How was everyone's day? Beautiful Friday. A little bit cool on the cool side here where I am. Hi. Can you hear me okay, Marilyn? Is it working properly? All okay. Fabulous. That's what we like to hear, right? All right. So I'm going to play with a bit of stuff tonight. Excellent. Thank you, Ellen. Really appreciate that. All right. So it's not quite 7:30. So do you guys have anything exciting or fun that you want to tell me? Hey, Kelly, nice to see you there. Are you, is everyone looking forward to a nice weekend? Just so everybody knows, today's the 6th, which means tomorrow is the 7th. Tomorrow is World Card Making Day. Yes, that's an actual thing. Okay, World Card Making Day has been, I don't even know how long it's been around, but certainly since my early days as a demonstrator, and I've been a demonstrator for 17 years. So it's been around most of that time as far as I know. Hey Dot, hey Dolores, hi Deb, nice to see you all. Lovely to have you here with me tonight. So World Card Making Day is obviously, as the name suggests, a day to make cards. And I think even more than that, a day to send cards. I'm really great at making cards. I love the process and the creative experience of making cards. I'm not always great at sending them. So what I want to try and do is get better at that. So can I challenge you, if you're a card maker, that you might actually want to pop a couple of those cards in the mail this coming week. Just even, it doesn't have to be an occasion. It can just be a I'm thinking of you, or a just because kind of a card, something that's, because there's something nice about getting happy mail in your mailbox, right? If you're opening up your mailbox and it's full of bills, that's no fun. But if there's a card in there that someone made just for you, that's a great thing to do when you open your mailbox. Great thing to see. Hi there, Moira. From Perth. It's warm and sunny. Ooh. Hi there, Chris. Hello, everyone everywhere. Hi. Hey, Narelle. Nice to see you. Hey, Robin. Hi, Lynn. And Joan. Gosh, we've got a good crowd here tonight. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. I'm actually going to show you guys something tonight. Hi, Kay. Thank you so much. I'm going to show you something tonight because many of you would know, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this tonight. Many of you, well, if you don't know, Stampin' Up has a really great joining special right now. And if you're thinking, well, why would I want to join? Number one reason that most people join is because all demonstrators get a discount on their products. Okay, it's a minimum of 20% discount. Okay, it can go up higher, but everyone starts at 20%. And the whole point of that, of me telling you that, is that most people who join for the discount. But the reason people stay, and in many cases stay for years and years and years, like myself, we stay for the community. It's a fantastic community of people, lots of creative types like ourselves, and there's lots of things to share, and it's a fantastic thing. But right now, Stampin' Up has said, okay, we're turning 35 this year. 35. They started in 1988. So they're 35 years old. I hope I've got the maths right on that. But anyway, 35. And so they're doing a special deal this month until the end of the month. Okay, here I'll go over it really, really quickly. If you want me to go over it again with you, just either reach out to me or ask me again before the end of this video. There's 2 options. Option 1, you can spend 35% less. So you get 35% off the cost of the demonstrator kit. So normally in Australia, it's $169. And right now, with that 35% off special, it's $109.85. Okay, so that's really, really cool. You still get $235 worth of value in the kit. So the kit value is exactly the same. You can pick whatever you want up to that $235 worth of value. And then there's a second option for people who, well, you'll see why. There's 2 types of options. For the first one is for those who want to save a bit of money on their kit. The second one is for those who want more value in their kit. So they still spend the same $169 that the kit is normally, But instead of $235 worth of value in the kit, there's going to be 35% more, which means it'll be valued at $317.25. I have memorized the amounts because I didn't want to get them wrong. Hello, everyone. Hi. So this is kind of a big deal. It's a great option. You can either save on the kit by taking option 1, but you still get the same amount of value, or you can get more value in your kit. You still pay the same $169 as always, but you get $317 worth of value in there. I mean, that is fantastic. Such a good deal, right? And no matter which option you choose, you will be able to get, you'll get access to our on-stage event in November. Now, this is a virtual online training event, okay, that Stampin' Up put on from time to time. It's a special day for you to actually be part of that Stampin' Up community. And normally demonstrators have had to pay to attend this, but as a new demonstrator, if you take option 1 or 2, you get it for free, okay? And it's a day's worth of training, so stamping, all sorts of things in there. Hey, Glenda. Hi, Katrina. Hey, Shelley. Denise. Hello. Hey, Cheryl. Gosh, I'm not going to be able to say hello to everyone. I'm so sorry if I'm missing your name. I want to say everyone's name because I don't like missing out on people, but my apologies if I have missed your name. I'm so sorry. Okay, so they're the 2 options. And if you're thinking, wow, that's a really good deal. Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. And it's been a while, I think, since we had a really great deal like this. So I'm very excited to see this coming through. We've already had a few people jump on board. And our team has grown. So let me tell you a little bit about our team. My team is called the Inksomniacs. It's INK Somniacs. And I think at the time I named the group, way back in the day, I wasn't getting a lot of sleep myself at that point. I had small children and all sorts of things going on. And as a result, it became known as the Inksomniacs. So with all that in mind, I set up a Facebook group for my team. And we do things like team challenges. We do sharing our projects, getting advice, asking questions, and just chatting between ourselves about all kinds of things. Now, the team challenges is something I try and do every month. Sometimes I don't do it until later in the month, but I try and do it every month. And there is one that I've put up for this month, and I thought tonight I would actually show you what our team challenge is. So this is for team members, but you guys still can enjoy watching me make it, okay? Will the on-stage be available after the date if you want? Yes, it will. Yeah, you can watch the recording. That is correct. So I'm actually going to make a card. I'm going to switch over to my desk. So give me a second while I do that. It says, Rick Brown, hi, me and my cousins are joining. So is that Rick or is that somebody else? Say hello. Hello. All right, so you got the desk here, and I'm just going to grab my mini catalogue. So this is one of 2 catalogues that we have at the moment, okay? Yes, what Ellen said is correct. Only if you registered, okay? Then you can watch the recorded content after, okay? All right, so I want to show you what's in here. I was playing around with my catalogue, and quite often I follow some of the samples that are in the catalogue. It gives me inspiration and ideas because some days you just don't feel inspired, right? You just don't know where to start. There's lots of things online, but our catalogues are also fabulous sources of inspiration. And I was looking at this card, and I don't know if you can see it, this one here. It's made with this Modern Garden stamp set, right? But they've just done some stamping, and they've actually stamped it on a neutral background. They've stamped it on crumb cake. Now, crumb cake is a great surface to stamp on. I really like the neutral tone. Not frozen there. Somebody's frozen, Moira. Oh, there you go. Thank you for saying so. That is correct. The internet might not be so great. You might have a bad connection. Sorry about that, Moira. Hope you can pick it up. All right, so this here is on crumb cake, and I love this look. I just think it looks really classy, but quite often we just stamp on neutral, we stamp on basic white or we stamp on very vanilla. Well, for my team challenge this month in my team, I have asked them to please submit a card, so they take a photo and upload it to the group that is stamping on something other than basic white or very vanilla. Okay, I want them to stamp on something, preferably a neutral color, but if they can really stamp on anything they like. And I'm excited to see what all the girls are going to come up with, because they're a creative bunch and they always have some fantastic ideas. So this is the card that I did on the crumb cake. Okay, and I'm going to show you tonight how I did this. And I hope you like it. You can see I've embossed the surface as well to add some extra interest. So I'm just going to bring in, I just realized I forgot to grab my crumb cake cardstock. Well, that was silly. Silly gilly. I got all the other bits and pieces, but I forgot the crumb cake. So I have my crumb cake. Who else likes to stamp on crumb cake? You can do some fantastic things with colours other than very vanilla or white. And if ever you're worried about, running out of very vanilla or white, and I remember one team member at one point was saying, oh, my goodness, I've run out of white. What am I going to do? I won't be able to do any stamping. Well, that's not true. You still can. You can still stamp on other colours. And so that's what I wanted to do. You like the card? Oh, good. That's really, really good. Oh, Sheree, you can't stay. Happy birthday to your husband. Oh, happy birthday to him. I hope that he has had a nice 75th birthday. That's lovely. And you can watch the replay, right? You can do that. All right. I'm just reading through some comments. Yeah, we will miss you, Sheree. You provide us with all the light entertainment. Well, not all the light entertainment, but quite a bit of it. So I'm going to be using this stamp set. I was going to put my mat underneath, but then I realized it's a rubber stamp set. It's cling stamps. So I don't actually need to, I don't need a mat because I've got the, does everyone realize this? This is a little tip for you if you haven't heard this before. Our rubber stamps, the cling stamps as they're called, okay, have this piece, they have foam. And the foam is between the rubber and the back of the stamp. And when you put it on the block, you've got that layer of foam in there. Can everyone see that okay? So that means that you have that cushioning that gives you a better image. That's why your rubber stamps stamp so well. Whereas if you're using, for example, if I pull out the Modern Garden set, this is a photopolymer stamp set. It says it up here, photopolymer set on here, and this one says cling, okay? So when I'm stamping with these, you don't have the layer of foam. You've just got the stamp that goes straight on the block and there's no foam, okay? That's why you need a mat if you're stamping, especially when you're stamping solid stamps, because you don't have that layer of foam, and this extra cushioning is going to help you create a better image, okay? So that's your tip. Well, your first tip for tonight is always, if you're using photopolymer stamps, okay, try and add a layer of foam. Now, what constitutes foam? You might have a mouse pad actually can be really, really good. A mouse pad can give you the cushioning that you need. This is a paper piercing pad, and these paper piercing mats we have in our annual catalogue. They're very inexpensive, and I find them really good for stamping on with the photopolymer stamps. But when I'm using these, the cling stamps, you don't need that extra layer. Okay. Oh, look at that. Yes, you are needed and loved. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jennifer's saying she's frozen too. Oh, it's back. Okay, I wonder what happened there. Never mind. All right, so I'm going to start by stamping on this. Now, when you're stamping, I'm going to stamp all over. There's a couple of ways we can go. You can either stamp, the color I've used here is Blueberry Bushel, and I pulled it out because I haven't used it very much. It's a fairly new color. It used to be an in color a few years ago, but they brought it back in May as a regular color in our color families. And I haven't used it as much as I should because I really like the color. It's a really good color. This is the color in the cardstock. It's a beautiful blue. It reminds me, do you remember we used to have a colour some years ago? Some of you who've been around for a long time might remember we used to have a colour called Brilliant Blue. And sometimes when I'm using a color like this, people say to me, oh, but isn't that looks like it's the same as Starry Sky or it's the same as something else. So that's the bit where I pull out those colors so you can see how different they are. So that is going to be what I'm going to do next. That's Blueberry Bushel. Here's Starry Sky. And now you should be able to see very quickly how different they are. Can you see? This is definitely blue and this has got a lot more purpley tone to it. You see that? They're quite different. But the Blueberry Bushel is really nice. And then, of course, you've got Orchid Oasis, which is also purpley, and that's a lighter colour. So, in fact, I think I might be out of Orchid Oasis cardstock shock horror. Goodness me, I have to order some more of that. All right, so a couple of ways we can go when we go to stamp this. We can stamp our big stamps first, and then put the little ones in around. Or you might decide, for example, if I want to have the flowers be my main accent and then stamp everything else around the flowers. It doesn't really matter which way you go. I did the flowers first on this one. I'm just thinking just for something different, I might do the leaves first on this. Okay, now, when I did this, I realized my old olive ink pad was quite light and it was, I re-inked it since I did the stamping. So I'm expecting it to turn out darker because I have re-inked it. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot darker than it was. All right, so can you see that's quite a bit darker than the previous one? And let me see, maybe some here. It's a beautiful stamp, this. Love this stamp. The set is called, if you're wondering, it's called Inked and Tiled. Really, really nice. And it's got a couple of punches that match it. Here's my Blueberry Bushel ink pad. Oh, you're very welcome, Cherie. So glad that you're able to join us here. And, you know, it's just what we need to get us through the day, isn't it? To know there's people around that share our thoughts and care about where we're at. So, yeah, it's good. I'm glad that you can be here. I'm actually going to put more flowers on this one than I did on my original. We'll see how that goes. So the colours I used here are Blueberry Bushel and Old Olive. And then the bow, I thought I might throw in Boho Blue, which is what I did on the first one. Although it's not particularly, it doesn't add a lot. It just sort of, it's softer. Can you see that? And I'm wondering whether I should have gone for something a little darker. But anyway, we'll see. All right, one. Deciding whether I want to have some more. Anyway, just a bit here and there. It's just nice like this, actually, I think. But, of course, you know me, I've always got to add extra because I can't help myself. I'm going to run this through the embossing folder. Give me a second. I'm just going to clean these off. So this is a card that I made. I try and make a sample to put up for the challenge so people kind of get an idea of what I'm asking them to do. And this particular time, this was the card that I used. So I also put up a picture from the catalogue of that card in the catalogue too. All right, so let's bring our cut and emboss machine in, and I'm going to be running this through my folder. And I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit and then remind me later if I forget to zoom back in again because I tend to do that. Let's just come out a little bit so that you guys can see the desk better. All right, so we're going to be using this folder here. All right, it's a really nice folder. I love it. It's part of the autumn, All About Autumn suite. Let me quickly find it for you. I can't remember if I think it's a 3D folder. Pretty sure it is, but let me quickly find it. So the All About Autumn suite, page 44. Here we go. And then, so this is the one here. Okay, so yes, it's the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder. Okay, and what I like about it is it's kind of not, it's distressed as in it's not an all over pattern. It's kind of patchy, and I like that about it. So let's run that through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stamped piece inside my embossing folder, like so. And then with the 3D embossing folder, you want to get rid of all your layers except the base plate. So just plate number 1, platform 1, just that. All right, you're going to get rid of all the clear plates and all the other bits and pieces. And then you're going to put your plate, your folder with your piece of paper inside. And on top, we're going to use the specialty plate, which is plate number 4. This comes with the machine, but you can buy it separately. It's the grey specialty plate for 3D embossing. Okay, and I'm going to pop that on top of there, and I'm just going to wind it through. It goes through really easily. It's not hard to roll at all. All right, so let's take that away. And now I'm going to, oh, look, I'm remembering. I'm going to roll this back in so that everyone can see it. And let's open this up. So this is how it's looking now. I really, really like this. Can you see it okay? It's kind of got this beautiful, to me, it almost looks like it's quilted, but it's really nice. It feels good. It's very textural, and I love that about it. Okay, so let's move these out of the way. Now, I want to give it a bit of treatment to, like you might see here, this one has been, I've used my blending brushes and I've gone over and basically made it a bit more interesting, shall we say. All right, so this is just on the plain crumb cake, but this one has had the extra blending over the top. So I've got one here that's got, and I did crumb cake and a little bit of old olive, okay? And I'm sort of thinking this time, let me see, is there still some there? I'm going to add a bit more. Let's try a bit more old olive around the edges. And I'm going to start down here in the corner. And I'm just going to kind of add a bit of colour. It just makes it a bit more interesting. Opposite corner. You could do the whole thing if you want to, but I kind of like the corners done. I'm going to come in a little bit further. I'm going to do that down the bottom as well. Now, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do for my second card tonight. I've got a couple of ideas, but if anyone has anything they'd like to request. Hello, Miss Bronwyn. How are you? Nice to see you. It has been a while. All right, so now I've got this. And I'm going to grab, I'm just seeing if I've got, I'm getting another blending brush, and I'm thinking I want to add a bit more color. So I'm going to go to the corners again. This time I'm going with my early espresso, and I'm just going to do less this time. I'm not going to go as far up as I did with the green, and I'm just going to add some over the corners. And the other side, same thing, just a little bit up the corners. And it's really, I don't know, really rewarding using your blending brushes over the top of a folder. It just makes it so much more interesting. I like the way it turns out. Yeah, a bit antique looking. Exactly, Katrina. You're right. Oh, do you know what? I hadn't even noticed the cookie was chatty. He's chats all the time, all day long. So, all right. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's nice. I'm going to pop this on a mat. So this is 9.5 centimeters by 13.8 this way. And then this blueberry bushel piece is just a little bit, half a centimeter longer on each side. So it's 10. The blueberry bushel is 10 wide by 14.3 long. Okay. And I'm going to bring in you can use whatever adhesive you happen to like. Isn't this a nice design though? See what I mean about it not being complete? It's kind of patchy, and that's what gives it that distressed look. I like that. Who likes a bit of antique-y looking? I like some. I don't like antique all the time, but I do like an antique look to my cards on occasion. All right, so let's push that down so it makes good contact. How do we think? It's looking a little bit different to this one. The leaves are much darker. So actually, I think I like it better. But now, I had already cut a very vanilla piece to have a sentiment on. I did make in my rules for the team challenge that that they could stamp their sentiment on very vanilla or basic white if they wanted to. The other option would be I could also use, I could actually make a tag from crumb cake, and then it would probably, it wouldn't stand out as much. That's the only thing, but it would look nice. And I could probably, I could grunge it up with a bit of early espresso or something like that. But in this case, I'm hoping, because this is not a photopolymer stamp, I'm hoping that my happy birthday is going to come out straight. Oh, I think I just used too much ink. This is a new ink pad, so I pressed too hard and got too much ink on my ink pad. We all do that sometimes. That's okay. I just don't want to transfer it to my card, so it's better. Yeah, very inky. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to stamp on my grid paper first to make sure my stamp is straight. It's very close to straight. The Y is slightly lower. All right. So let me see how I go here. If I put this also straight on my page, and I'm going to stand up. That's not bad. All right. So now I want to, on this one, I use the rustic dots. Can you see those there? They're like a bronze kind of thing. And we could use those again. I do think they look good, but I had a couple of ideas for which bling might look good. I have got some sequins here, and I could do the sequins. I could do the bronze, like the brown sequins would look nice, or the gold would look good. And I could maybe get away with the copper. I'm not sure about the copper. But we've also got these bronze ones, which are the brushed metallics. Either the bronze or the gold would look good. And here's my rustic dots again, the ones I used on the first card. So does anyone have... Why are people saying I'm frozen tonight? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, it is a bit shabby chic. Exactly. That is right. It's a really nice folder, Kelly. You'll like it. So it's still frozen, Solvega? Like I'm here? Or is it just because I'm, too far away from my desk? Maybe. All right. So we get to choose. We get to choose. It's good at your place. No freezing at Ellen's. But we've had 3 different people say it was frozen, which makes me think it's something going on. I don't know what's happening. All right, so I'm going to use, this is called Wavy Trim, and it's in our annual catalogue, this one. In fact, this whole card, everything I'm using is from the annual catalogue, I think. Not trying to think, is there anything from the mini? No, I don't think there is. Just the idea for the card came for the mini. All right, so I'm going to use the Wavy Trim, and I'm going to pop it through my hole here of my little tag. This is the smallest of, there's 2 different styles of tags in the Tailored Tags kit. Pack. And this is the smallest. There are 2 that are small, and this is one of the 2 small ones. Oh. Where is my skizzers? Here they are. So I'm just going to cut. Now, when I cut this Wavy Trim, I like to cut it halfway through one of the little circly bits. That way, when I cut it, you get like a little fluffy end. I like that. So that looks really cool. And then I'm also going to use my very favorite linen thread. I bought 2 more linen threads since that one that you lent me, Ellen, and I've got to order more because I'm almost done again. I go through this stuff like crazy. I use it a lot. To me, there are a few items that I think are like necessities that you need to have in your stash. And I think linen thread is one of those things. It's just super useful. You can use it on masculine cards. You can use it for all kinds of things. And I like it tied in a bow. I like it in knots. I like it tied around things. It's just really nice. All right, so let's see how we're doing. It's fine. Yeah, maybe it's a Facebook glitch. Maybe. Are the people who are finding it frozen on Facebook? Yeah, yes. I just go through it like crazy. All right, so this is going to go down here. And to make this look the way I want it to, I'm going to pop it on a couple of dimensionals. So I'm going to grab two, put one up each end. Have there been any requests? You like the metallic and keeping the style of the card? Yes, I agree. But the question is, do we go rustic metallic or do we go brushed metallic? I think one of these two. What do you think? All right, so this is looking like this right now. What do you think? Do we like this? I think this is a really nice card. I'm very happy with it. I actually like it better than the first one. I haven't posted this one on Instagram yet, so I did take a photo today, but I think I'm going to take a photo of the new one because I like it better. Or maybe I'll do both together. I don't know. All right, so then I've got a piece of very vanilla thick, and I'm going to fold that in half. I've got this half a sheet of A4 or letter or whatever it is that you like to use where you are, and cut it in half and then fold it in half again to make your card base. I'm going to pop this on here. Oh, people are saying the brushed. Leslie said the rustic, but who was first? Who was first? Leslie, you were first. So rustic it is, honey. That's what we're going to get. I need to order some more. I've had a couple of packs of rustic, but I've been using it quite a bit lately on masculine cards, and so I need to order more. All right. Let's pop this on here. All right, and then we're going to grab these. A few people are saying, yeah, Colleen said either. Cheryl said brushed. Rustic said Leslie, but Leslie was first on my screen. Brushed. Yeah, they do both look awesome. I agree. So on this one, what I did was I put a large one here on the end, and I think I'll do that again. And then I did a couple of small ones up further. Actually, I'm going to move that up a little. Just like that. There we go. Do we like the darker stamping better? What do you think? Because I think I do. It looks like you went to lots of effort, but actually it's a pretty easy card, right? Simple, very easy. The thing that really steps it up a level is the embossing and that bit of blending over the top. But the embossing is what makes it cool, in my opinion. You like the lighter one best, Judy? Ah, yeah, I like both. We're all different, aren't we? The things we look nice. Right, the rustic looks nice, Leslie said, because the green is darker. That's correct. Oh, thank you. The small ones are a little bit lost. They stand out more on this one than they do on this one. I wonder if I move them a little bit so they're not on the stamping. Maybe that's the go. How about that, Shirley? Is that better? I think they stand out a little bit better up higher. All right. Happy with that. But no one has suggested anything else that they would like to see. So I'm just going to have to make it up as I go along and play with something. I could do some more stamping on crumb cake. That would be another option. I tell you what, we have 2 lots of paper out at the moment that are unavailable to order, and I'm just going to tell you about those. So if anyone was wanting to add them to your kit, or if anyone is ordering them, the All About Autumn paper, the DSP with the beautiful copper foil, that's out until the end of the month. it'll be back in then. And the other one that's coming back in but is unavailable right now is the Oh Holy Night paper. That one is out as well. And by default, that then means that the collections can't be purchased because the collections with all the products for those suites have those papers in them. So you can't order the collections at the moment because of the paper being unavailable. So there you go. The translucent set, I don't have that one, Judy. Solvega's suggesting a Christmas card. Okay, let's do a Christmas card. I can do that. I think you're right. I didn't think of that, Colleen, that the lighter one looks bigger. They're actually exactly the same size, but yeah, interesting, isn't it? Oh, what did I drop? I dropped a stamp set. I dropped the Stars at Night stamp set. Do you think that's because that's the one I should be using? Maybe. Maybe that's what it's that's a possibility, guys. We've got so many things at the moment. I'm just going through something I would like to make with you guys very soon is a card with the Forever Forest set. We can play with that tonight. I'll do some simple stamping with that tonight if you like. Should we do that? And maybe all right, let's make it up. Here we go. I'm going to grab my trimmer and I'm going to do another card just because it's the team challenge. Those of you who are team members, if you haven't already, go check out the team challenge. I put it up this morning, or was it this afternoon? Anyway, put it up today. And I'm really hoping that you guys will take part because I love putting on the challenges. Okay, let's go this way. And what have I got? We've got these lovely little trees. And for this, I'm going to go with Mossy Meadow. Which paper? The autumn paper? Ah, very good, Leslie. I'm sure your team leader is very happy about that. Have I got the truck one? I do have the truck one. I've done quite a bit with it, but maybe I'll do something with that again on Sunday night, maybe. For those of you who are demonstrators, there are new online exclusives available to order now. And for everybody else, all the customers, you will see it on the 7th of November. So that's certainly something to look forward to. I'm just going to come in here and add some brown to the trunks with my, if ever you're wondering about these markers, these are not the blends. These are the Stampin' Right markers that are the same ink in these as what's in an ink pad. So just got a bit of extra ink up here. I need to make sure I get rid of that. All right. So I'm going to pop this right in the middle. Actually, yeah, about there. And once again, I don't need a mat because I have I'm using rubber stamps, so I don't need a mat. Let's go back in. Actually, can't see the brown very much. I'm wondering actually if my brown might need to be replaced. Yeah, see, it's not working very well. And I'm not even going to worry about doing that again. So I've got all my trees going across. I'm going to add another tree here. Now there is a set of dies for this, and I'm thinking it might be fun to use those. So let's grab them. The matching dies are called Forever Forest, these. And I have barely used them yet, even though I bought this stamp set with lots of ideas of what I wanted to do with it. And I still have lots of ideas of things I wanted to do. But I'm wondering about this might not be good. No, I don't want that. Okay. I'm thinking. This is what happens when I don't have a plan at the beginning. I just kind of make it up as I go along. And I'm looking for, I have way too many dies. The dies I'm looking for are the Gorgeously Made. Oh, they're these. Found them. I'm thinking they might be, let me see. So you can just rip your cardstock, or we could have a mountain here in the foreground. No, you know what? I had this idea in my head, but I've changed my mind. I don't want to do that at all. And instead, I'm going to take to my blending brushes. And I've got this one here that is Mossy Meadow. And we'll see how this goes. This may or may not work. You might be about to see a disaster of a card, but hey, that's okay. Because we're just going to have some fun anyway. So I'm going to colour my crumb cake so it doesn't look like crumb cake anymore. It's going to be mostly green down the bottom here. I'm kind of going up into the trees a little bit so that it kind of looks like green in the foreground there. The trees themselves are a little bit lighter than what I want, so I'm thinking about doing something with those. Let me have a look here and see if I have any. See if I have any water painters with water in them. That one does, but I want a finer point if I have one. Oh, there's a tiny bit in this one. Don't know whether it'll be enough. We'll just have to make do with this. So I'm squeezing it so the water comes through, and it's just about there. Here it comes. And yes, I know this is not watercolor paper, and so the results on like plain paper like this are going to be different. But I want to just darken up my trees a little bit. So I'm not adding much water. But hopefully you'll see almost straight away the difference that it makes. Mossy Meadow is a great color to watercolor with. It really, the pigment is very strong. So it actually works out quite well. Can you see that those trees on the end now are a bit darker? It's given them a bit of a lift. So I'm going to do that with all of them. I just love water painters. I just think they're fabulous things. And what the heck am I doing? I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing when I started making this card. I didn't know which set I was using. Whatever. But that's kind of fun to me. This is my idea of fun. Just playing. And here's the thing. They say that real great creativity begins when you're not afraid to make mistakes and not afraid to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to mess up, because that's how we learn how things work and what to do next time, right? So we all do that sometimes. All right, I'm happier with that. That's added some depth to those trees. They look better. Yeah. Oh, that's such a shame, Leslie. What a shame. You know what, Kelly? Sometimes that's okay too. You'd rather know, wouldn't you? You'd rather hear from them than not hear from them at all, and they not even care if you stay or not. So I actually think that's not a bad thing. But I know what you mean. All right, I'm going to head in here with some Misty Moonlight. It is like magic, isn't it? All right, I'm coming in with Misty Moonlight, and we're going to come down from the top. And actually, I think what we need here, give me a second. I'm just having a look. The smallest bunch we have right now for circles is 1.5, and I think that's too big for what I want. So instead, I'm going to go to my stitch shapes. And I'm actually going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to my scrap bin and find a little circle, because I should have a smallish one. So that one might be too big. Might be okay. But if I have a smaller one, that would be even better. The next size down, I think, would be perfect. Let me see. Of course. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Here's one. I think this might be the perfect size. That's better. About there, right? And that's going to be our moon, but not the actual, we're going to mask it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the tinsiest winsiest bit of glue. Really, I should use, if you've got repositional glue such as, you know, the old, we used to have one. Oh, what was that called? Does anyone remember? Right, so I'm going to put that down just to hold it, and then I'll be picking it up in a bit. All right, so I'm actually going to continue to come across here with my Misty Moonlight. And sometimes I think stamping on a color like crumb cake is actually gives you a lot more interest than stamping on white. Like if we did this on white, even if we added the colors, I think it wouldn't look as good. I think this is, it makes it look quite outdoorsy, and I like this. It reminds me of yeah, going camping or something like that. So I'm going to kind of circle down over the tops of the trees, so it goes, the color goes in there a little bit, but kind of fades out in the middle. All right, how's that looking? Is that looking nice? All right, now we get to take this off. I'm trying not to rip my paper. There we go. Just like that. And of course, what we need, this is very important. Let me find some. If you ever see a stamp set that has birds in it, like these, this is perfect for this. All right, so we're going to put our little birdies on a block, and you could use Misty Moonlight, or you might decide to use Memento Black. Which, where is my Memento Black? Let me find it. All right, looks like it might be Night of Navy because my Memento is not where it should be. Oh well. Night of Navy will still look good. You could use Stays On too if you really wanted to. Like so. And then down the bottom here we could have, I mean, this is very simple there's no layers or anything like that. I'm thinking though I might put it on a Night of Navy base. I think that might look good. And we're going to need a, you know, greeting or something across the bottom. So I'll get to that in just a moment. And I'm already calling that if we're going to have anything like bling on here, but we are going to want those rustic dots again, because I think they're going to work really well with the color scheme. Okay, how's that looking? What do you think, guys? Is that all right? All right, let's have a little look. If anyone is watching that has joined, and I think there's a couple of you that has joined this month with the new special, look out for an email from me, and also make sure that you're in our team group so that you don't miss out on the stuff that goes on in the team, because it's a lot of fun. All right, so let's pop that there. I'm just having a little look through, seeing if I've missed anything. look like lovely as a tree. I hadn't thought of that, Denise. That's really true. Hi there, Inika. How are you going? Oh, that's quite all right. You've got a good excuse if you've been stamping. That makes sense to me. Yes, you could. Why didn't I think to use the masking paper? What is wrong with me? Never mind. As you can see, I managed just fine. But yeah, the masking paper would have been better because I actually did lift the cardstock a tiny bit there. Mind you, I stamped a bird over it, so you'd never know. But yeah, I did do that. All right, so we could stamp straight on here, or we could stamp on a banner or something like that. And I'm just looking for the right kind of greeting to go on this. The set, this one in the On the Ocean has hoping this year is full of adventure and excitement. I don't know, that doesn't look like adventure and excitement, does it? Unless, I mean, unless we'll stick a bear in there, then that would be a bit of adventure. But I don't think we want to do that. We've got You're a Great Friend here. I want something long. I want the Fragrant Forest set doesn't have any words. It's just trees and stuff like that, outdoorsy stuff. Let me see, what else do we have that's nice long greetings? Anyone got any ideas? I'm just having a look through my collection. I don't know. What do we want to say? Anyone got any ideas? Oh, it does look like the trees at Terrigal Beach, but yeah, I need to make some waves and things in there, don't I? Let me have a little look. You're making a card too, Ellen? You have to post it. So we can see it. All right. Let me have a little look here. I mean, I could do it just a thanks, like a long thanks, but I'm sure that there's a good greeting. I'm sure something long and thin that is going to say what we want to say. Well, I am not sure. Maybe I need to think about it. And then, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Waves of Inspiration set has Our Friendship is a Thing of Beauty. That could work. That's really rather nice, isn't it? If I stamp straight on, okay, then it will just go across the bottom, or I could put it on a banner. We do actually have, maybe, I've got an idea. We have a banner in the Labels of Glow dies that I sometimes use for long, thin sentiments. I wonder if this one, Our Friendship is a Thing of Beauty, would fit. Something from the time. You know, I don't have the Timeless Arrangements stamp set from it. I don't have that one. It does. They're more Christmassy, aren't they? I didn't end up doing a Christmas card like I said I was going to. So I've got this one. This is a really nice banner, but I don't think it's going to fit. Oh, no, it's just a little bit too long, so it's not going to fit. Thanks for always being there. Thinking of you would be good too. Well, do you think we could make this into a Christmas card? Could it be a Christmas card if I put Season's Greetings on it? Would you guys think that this is a Season's Greetings Christmas card or not? Could we make it work? All right, so while we're thinking about that, I am going to grab a basic white card base because I want to pop it on a basic white. You could also do this on, I could also do this on crumb cake. Maybe I should do it on crumb cake. That might be better. So I'm going to just measure this so it's the right size. Add some bling or wink. Oh, yes. And you could also wink over the trees if you want to make them sparkly. That would be a good idea. Okay. You like stamping directly on the front? I do too. But the problem is if you mess it up, then you end up having to do a banner anyway. Goodness knows I've messed it up too many times. Now that we don't have the Stamparatus anymore, I find that that's a problem. Now, I'm actually wondering whether if I was to flick a bit of water into the sky here, if we could make it look like stars. What do you think? Do you think that would work? Let me see if there's any water in any of these. All right, yeah, there is water in this one. All right. So this is very not the way you do it, but I'm just going to get my fingers wet. And let's see if I can get a bit of... And when it won't look like anything to start with, but when it dries, the color should start to come out. I could also use white and stamp on it. So who knows, that might work. That might, we'll see. All right, so I'm tempted to try stamping straight on. It's an Aussie Christmas. Well, that's if we have cypress pines in the bush, maybe. You can do that. There's a lot of mucking around with that, Shirley, and I don't trust myself to do it online. I think maybe I'd mess it up totally. The Waves of Inspiration set, isn't it? Really, really nice. It is a very versatile set. I agree. All right, so let's try the Season's Greetings in, as you guys have suggested, in the Brightest Glow set. That's this one right here. And I'm going to be really brave. I'm going to try stamping straight on. Probably down in this corner, I would think. Because I think it'll look weird if it's right in the middle. To be honest, given that the moon is here, it would be more balanced if I put it on this side. But I don't know that I want to put it on that side. So anyway, let's see. Let's see. I've got stuff everywhere. Oh my goodness. How much mess can one person make? And I reckon I could outclass anyone in this room who's watching me right now. I could outclass any of you when it comes to making a mess. Because I just can't help myself. All right. Well, I'm having problems even finding a block that's the right size. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this one, which is too big, but oh well. And let's go with our Night of Navy, because that's the darkest color I'm working with. Can you see now we've got a bit of splatter going on up here in the sky? That looks really cool, doesn't it? Doesn't look nice, the splatter. Love splatter in the sky. All right, now if I mess this up, then at least I can stamp it on a banner and stick that over the top. All right, let's try this. Hold your breath. I've got my tongue out as well. I hope that helps. What do we think? Do we like it? Or do you think it would have been better on a banner? That is the question. Would it be better on a banner? Because that's always an option. We can always stick a banner over the top. Do we want Wink of Stella? Live dangerously. I know, right? Yeah. Flick away. Yep. With clear bling. Ooh, yes. Well, we do need some bling. I agree. And maybe you're right. Maybe I need to go down the clear bling track. I'm just going to add a bit of Wink of Stella to the trees. Not all over, but just like here and there. Because I think that might look nice. And of course, that's going to take me a bit more time. Can't help myself. The thing is, stamping is one of those things. You can be as creative with it as you want. You can just go with the design of the stamps if you want to, or copy a card, or you can go nuts and do all kinds of things to it. Add water, you can emboss, you can do so many things. And I should always keep a little bottle of water near my desk, but I just didn't have one tonight, so I had to actually empty out one of my water painters instead. But that's okay. And I'm sorry I haven't been looking at all your comments. I'm sorry about that. But trying to see, that's nice. So can you see the component? You can't see it in the, I don't know if you can. I can see that there's a little bit of sparkle, but it's hard to see with the camera. All right, clear bling, says Jody. All right, let's have a look. What have we got? What bling options have we got? We've got some pretty peacock here. That would actually look nice, but that's not clear bling. When you said clear bling, what did you have in mind? We've got iridescent rhinestones, of course. We've got white sequins. They're not shiny, but they might be nice. And there's also pretty peacock ones. Those would actually work. Pretty peacock. Didn't think of those. I've got Misty Moonlight gems, tinsel gems. Banner needs to be removed. Oh, how did I do that? I'm so sorry. I don't even know how I did that. I must have accidentally bumped something. Sorry, Leslie. I put your comment up. I'm glad you like it, though. I'm glad I didn't put up a different kind of comment that, you know, would have been less savory. So, yeah, sorry about that. Whoops. So, what do we think? What are we thinking here? We've got some options. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe a very vanilla banner might have lifted it. I agree. Hinika, I think that's a good point. Banner off. Yes, sorry. I don't even know how Leslie's comment got up there. But anyway, I must have. Things happen when I bump this computer. As you guys know, sometimes you end up with me instead of the card that I'm making. Iridescent like water drops. Okay, so maybe the iridescent gems. Maybe those. Is that what you're thinking? Because that certainly is a possibility. I've also got like little pearls too. There are so many options with this. I think we could go a lot of different directions. But let me try. Rocks in the forest bling. I don't think I have any rocks. I don't think I have any of those. All right, so let's try. So medium. These are 3 different sizes. So we've got little baby ones, medium size, and then what do we think? Do we like that? Does that look okay? Tiny basic rhinestones. Do you know, I am completely out of, how dare I? I'm out of basic rhinestones. How could that happen? I don't have the speckled dots from, and they're the only things in that suite I don't have. I have to get them because they're really nice. They're on my list. I keep... Okay. All right. So I'm going to say that's done. I just feel like maybe I've done it as much as it needs to be done. And then look at, here's the cards we've made tonight. All right. So 2 different cards. Actually, I didn't mean to, but I kind of ended up with very similar colouring, didn't I? So this one, I guess both because they're both on crumb cake, but also the Mossy Meadow is, oh no, this is Old Olive. This is Mossy Meadow. And then this one's got Misty Moonlight, and this one's got Blueberry Bushel. So similar but different. What do you think? Do we like that? Well, that was a bit of fun. I had a good time with that. I am sorry for people writing things and I missed your comments tonight. I kind of got really involved with what I was making. If anyone has any questions at all about anything that we've done tonight or about the kit special or anything, please just reach out. We've got some wonderful things going on here at the moment and I'm just so excited to share it all with you. If something I started to say before, those people who are looking for the next online exclusives that are due out in November, if you are a demonstrator, you can get them now. And you can also order them in your kit if you're joining this month. So that's definitely something to look forward to. What set is the greeting from in the trees card? It is the Brightest Glow set. This one. This came out last year. It's in the annual catalogue. It was in our mini catalogue this time last year, but it is in the annual now. And it's got, that's the season's greetings from up the top. But it's got, I like a really good set of Christmas words. I think that that's something I try and always have. Every year, if there's a really good set of Christmas words, I usually get them because I just think they're fantastic. The ones that I got this year, smaller set, but it is this one. This year, I really liked the big bold words in this Joy to You set that's in our current mini catalogue, and I've been using this wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Nice and simple, just lovely as it is. And I think it's nice that you can see them lovely and clear. But every year I buy a set of Christmas words because I just do. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Who's coming to the World Card Making Day event tomorrow afternoon? And does anyone not know about the World Card Making Day event? That's on at 2 o'clock tomorrow on your computer. Stampin' Up is putting it on, and it'll be an afternoon for 3 hours from 2 till 5 of stamping. You don't have to register to attend, and there's no cost. It's free. However, my suggestion is it is smart to register because then you'll be sent the link of where to go and all that sort of thing. You're hoping to make it, Judy? Awesome. That's fantastic. See you all Sunday too. Thanks, Katrina. Thanks, everyone, for watching. It was lovely having you with me tonight. And I will be back on Sunday night unless hopefully I see maybe some of you tomorrow afternoon. All the best, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.